And the goal today is going to be to understand how we can build that metadata foundation to enhance collaboration and specifically to enhance comprehension of your enterprise information. I'm going to start with the finished product. I want to suggest to you what this enterprise information map might look like. And from there, we'll back out and we'll see how we would use the ER Studio XE3 suite to accomplish just that. So I'm going to begin by connecting to my web portal. One of the important characteristics here is that we need to ensure that we have very straightforward, very widespread access to this information. We're going to need to have a wide variety of people, a wide variety of roles collaborating on these projects. And as you can see, I happen to be a Firefox user. I'm connecting simply with the web browser. I'm able to access my web portal. And from here, I'm going to be able to browse, to explore, to query, to report against all of the metadata that we gather through the ER Studio XE3 suite. I'm going to begin by exploring my model information, and I want to suggest to you some of the policies and classifications that you can accomplish through the use of ER Studio. So first, what are we looking at? I'm looking at a model explorer, and the first and very important thing that I've done here is to break this down into a series of projects. And we'll come back to this concept later on. But to begin with, understand that these folder objects, these projects, are going to allow us to organize our metadata, going to allow us to constrain queries and reports, and they're going to allow us to apply differential permissions. So we may have one group that's collaborating on the e-commerce project, and that group may not be permitted to even see the contents of the retail project. So here we're going to have the ability, again, to both constrain our queries and reports as well as to manage security. And we'll come back to this in some more detail later on. What I want to begin with is being able to explore representations of our database systems. I'm looking at data models here. I've got the ability to drill right into a data model. For instance, here we can take a look at the submodel of our AdventureWorks HR system. And from this, I can drill down to records that show the details of our tables and our entities. Now, what we need to do is take this a step beyond simply representing tables, relationships, views, and the like. We need to be able to ensure that we're able to add sufficient metadata to these projects to be able to classify data, to be able to put that data under governance, to be able to ensure that we're meeting our current policies. So we're going to look at a few examples of that. In this case, I'm looking at an employee entity, and I can see that there has been some additional metadata added to that table. I can see that the privacy level has been set to internal use only. This may be because I have an employee ID or a national ID number contained within this table. So how can we explore this further, and how is this effective? How is this helping us out? If I go back to my Model Explorer, I want to draw your attention to our Enterprise Data Dictionary. We have the capability to create a library of standards that can be shared across the breadth of our data models. Here we have an Enterprise Data Dictionary that contains domains, which are essentially our stored column definitions, meaning that anywhere that someone uses an address domain, I want to be sure that they're using a consistent definition for city, for country, for postal code. In addition, I'm also storing metadata tags, and this is what I want to drill into. We've got a variety of use cases that can be applied through the use of both our attachments and our data security information. For instance, as part of our data governance process, we may be required to document the lifecycle stage of various objects. What I've done is to create an enterprise data dictionary that I'm able to bind or attach to multiple models. And simply by browsing, by drilling into this, I can understand that this attachment, this particular piece of metadata, has been attached to tables and entities across a wide variety of models. By scrolling through this, I'm able to see that I have tables in a variety of stages, ranging from development to deprecated. So I can immediately understand where this has been bound, and not only that, I'm able to generate reports based specifically on this information.